Hi everyone, it's Chris here with another recent New Zealand vinyl finds video. I wanted to highlight in this video a number of artists who are pretty obscure here in their home country, New Zealand, who've been picked up by labels that are mainly from overseas, and you'd find it really hard to find their records here in their own country. So these are all kind of things I've picked up recently as well, and it's been a long time since my last video, so I thought if I focused in on this it'll stop it from being too long. First up, this is a split LP I just picked up from Gary War, the US artist, and Purple Pilgrims, who are a Christchurch sister duo. Clementine and Valentine Nixon are their names, and they record this kind of ethereal, folky, ambient music. They've put out a lathe cut on Pseudo Arcana before, but this is their first vinyl release, the split LP, and this was released on UK label Upset the Rhythm in conjunction with the tour they're doing at the moment in a sleeve. I haven't seen any information about this duo in New Zealand, never seen them on gig guides, I've never seen their records listed anywhere. You can't buy it in the country, but to bring it in from overseas. One surprise I got was I had no idea when I ordered it that it was on splattered vinyl. So that was a nice surprise. And yeah, I like what I hear so far. I'm looking forward to them doing their own full-length release, which I hope they will, since there seems to be some overseas interest. I like the cover on that too, the black and the silver. Another woman from New Zealand, Alicia Mers. She records under the name Birds of Passage. She's put out a few records and a few EPs now, all released on vinyl, all released on overseas labels. Again, I've never seen any of her material in a New Zealand record store or mentioned on New Zealand music websites or gig guides or anything like that. This is her 2011 LP, Winter Lady. It's on WaihekeRecords, which I believe it is an Italian label. I could be mistaken, but they do like to put out nice vinyl, and this LP comes out on clear vinyl and there's a limited number with this blue haze. She's been involved in a number of collaborations as well. All of her stuff I think is on WaihekeRecords. Maybe some of the 12 inches might be on other labels, but I'm definitely going to seek out some more of her material on the strength of Winter Lady, and also this, one of her collaborations. This is Brother Sun Sister Moon, an LP she recorded with Gareth Lundy of Roof Lights. I believe he's from the US. Again, this is on WaihekeRecords. Now her music is kind of ambient, ethereal, kind of reminiscent of Cocteau Twins at times on Winter Lady. This has a little more kind of electronica, a little more kind of rhythm to it perhaps, although you certainly wouldn't call it dance music. And again, on splatter vinyl, it's the Brother Sun Sister Moon side, so it's not a split, it is a collaboration between the two of them. And WaihekeRecords do a nice job of their packaging, nice inner sleeves, and labels and covers. Brother Sun Sister Moon. What's playing now is, I'm going to have trouble saying this, Tlaotlon, Tlaotlon. This is released on a New Zealand label, Epic Sweep Records, but pretty obscure label. You can get it online. There's only 100 copies of this pressed up. This is one guy from Wellington who does this kind of squelchy, experimental electronica, and he has had a previous record on an overseas label, Transmat, who put out kind of limited releases, mainly kind of noise that they put out. So another New Zealand artist who's very obscure here, but been picked up in interest overseas. As is the case with Mike Morley, or Gate. Mike Morley is part of the Dead Sea, 1/3 of the Dead Sea, and he's been recording as Gate for many, many years, and certainly he's a bit better known around New Zealand. He plays here. Some of the Gate albums are available here in New Zealand. This one isn't. This is called Moths. It's his latest. It's released by Dilettante Corps, I'm going to have trouble with this one as well, Dilettante Courtoisi, and they, I'm not sure, a European label, but this is, in this instance, Gate is a collaboration between Mike Morley and two members of UT, Lena Canal and Sarah Stevenson. 4 guitar instrumentals recorded live in Rotterdam in 2009 and just released this year. And as I say, to bring this in from overseas, no New Zealand shops have it. Distribution's pretty hard, they couldn't get it in. This one has got wider distribution. Again, a New Zealand band picked up by an overseas label. This is Orchestra of Spheres, their second album on UK label WaihekeRecords. This is Vibration Animal Sex Brain music. This is kind of polyrhythmic, psychedelic space funk. This album is a little more jammy than their first LP. The songs are, say, a little less structured and tight, but some great stuff on here. You've got everything from kind of gamelan to vocoder to biscuit tin guitar, and yeah, great record actually. And I love the collage artwork, surreal collage artwork that they've used on the inner sleeve and the back. I think it does a good, it conveys really well a sense of the music in there, just the kind of the juxtaposition, the energy and the colour of that music. And Daniel Beeben, who's part of Orchestra of Spheres, is also in this outfit, Inbegotten, along with Alexander Tucker. And Inbegotten, this is their third record on WaihekeRecords, vinyl releases only, I think limited to 300 copies, again, available in limited numbers here in New Zealand, but not something you hear a lot about. This is the third of a trilogy, Metafather, and this brings kind of elements of music concrete into their music. They put these 3 albums together using BBC's Bush House, which has been decommissioned, so they're using the tape recorders and the building itself to create loops and all sorts of kind of ambient and found sound and recordings from that, and taking very quiet noises, amplifying them loudly and bringing all of that into the music. And yeah, it's a really interesting piece actually. There's 3 albums of this, as I say. This is probably my favourite of the 3, Metafather from Inbegotten on Thrill Jockey. The other 2 have very lengthy titles that I can't remember off the top of my head. More kind of electronica. This is kind of ambient electronica with lots of field recordings of, say, bird, wind, nature sounds from Christoph L. Truonto. This is on a German label, On Gravity, and he's put this together over a few years. What We Used to Know. Highly recommend this. It's a great album and deserves far wider recognition than it gets. And another instance of an overseas label picking up a New Zealand artist and doing pretty well, although no one here knows about it. This is a little better known, Unknown Mortal Orchestra. They've put out 2 albums now, and now this, the Blue record. This is songs from Unknown Mortal Orchestra's second album, 2, plus a couple of covers. It's a one-sided 5-track EP on Blue Splatter vinyl on Jaguar, and Ruben Nielsen was a member of the Mint Chicks, of course, so this is quite a progression and movement on from the Mint Chicks. Some fantastic finger-picking acoustic guitar playing on that record, and it really takes those songs in a new direction and kind of adds to the songs. It sits really nicely alongside the album. And finally, another New Zealand artist who's done really well overseas but isn't obscure at all, either here or anywhere around the world at the moment, is Lord, Pure Heroine. And this album's now been released on vinyl. Gatefold sleeve, have done a nice job of this. It's universal. And they've also included this 12-inch booklet. It's got lyrics for all of the songs. You'll all know Royals. A lot of you will know Tennis Courts. Those are both on here, plus a number of other great tracks. And yeah, there's been a number of 7-inch and 10-inch promotional vinyl releases from Lord. it's nice to have the album out properly, and they have done a really nice job of it. And who knows, maybe one day some of those other New Zealand artists I showed earlier might be as well known as this one is here at home as well. Here's hoping. So again, apologies for the long delay since my last video. It's been hard to find the time to make these. I will be making one more before the year is up. I'm going to do my top 10 New Zealand records of 2013. In the meantime, thanks for your feedback and comments. I really enjoy hearing from you. Cheers.